Imagine a bustling English countryside in the late 18th century, where the Bennet family resides in a modest estate called Longbourn. Mrs. Bennet, a woman of relentless energy and questionable tact, is obsessed with one mission: marrying off her 5 daughters, Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, Kitty, and Lydia, to secure their futures in a world where wealth and status reign supreme. Mr. Bennet, her dry-witted husband, prefers his books and a good laugh over his wife's matrimonial schemes. Into this lively chaos arrives a spark that sets the story ablaze. Mr. Bingley, a charming and wealthy bachelor, rents the grand Netherfield Park nearby. With him comes his aloof, enigmatic friend, Mr. Darcy, whose fortune of £10,000 a year makes him the talk of the county. The tale begins with a dance, a ball where love and misunderstanding first collide. Sweet Jane and cheerful Bingley lock eyes, their hearts quietly aligning. But Elizabeth, the sharp-tongued second daughter, meets Darcy's cool gaze and finds only arrogance. He snubs her, declaring her tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me, words that sting and fuel her disdain. Pride flares on both sides. Darcy's from his lofty station, Elizabeth's from her fierce independence. As seasons turn, the plot thickens. Bingley's sisters and Darcy whisk him away from Jane, fearing a low match, leaving her heartbroken. Meanwhile, Elizabeth stumbles into the orbit of Mr. Wickham, a dashing soldier with a silver tongue and a grudge against Darcy. Wickham spins a tale of betrayal, how Darcy cheated him out of a promised inheritance, cementing Elizabeth's prejudice. Then comes Mr. Collins, the pompous cousin set to inherit Longbourn, who proposes to Elizabeth with all the charm of a tax collector. She refuses, to her mother's horror, only for her friend Charlotte to snap him up instead. Fate, however, has more twists. Visiting Charlotte, Elizabeth crosses paths with Darcy at his aunt's grand estate, Rosings. There, in a moment of shocking vulnerability, Darcy confesses his love, but in the same breath insults her family's inferiority. Furious, Elizabeth rejects him, hurling his pride back in his face. Yet, the encounter cracks something open. Darcy, stung but stirred, begins to change. A letter follows, unraveling Wickham's lies, revealing him as a scoundrel who nearly ruined Darcy's sister. Elizabeth's world tilts, her prejudice wavers. Then, disaster. Wild Lydia elopes with Wickham, threatening ruin. Secretly, Darcy steps in, buying Wickham's honor with a fortune, saving the Bennets from disgrace. Elizabeth learns the truth, and her heart softens. In the end, Bingley returns to Jane, love rekindled. Darcy, humbled, proposes again to Elizabeth, this time with sincerity. She accepts. Their pride and prejudice melted into mutual respect and love. The Bennet sisters find their paths, and Longbourn hums with joy. Austen's tale whispers a timeless truth. Love thrives where hearts dare to grow.